Shalom and welcome back for another amazing Torah adventure with Moses and the children of Israel in the wilderness. Lots and lots of laws to live by in this exciting episode in Mishpatim. These laws pertaining to man and his neighbor, property and damages, respecting the Sabbath, and a whole lot more. Did you know there are 53 commandments in this Torah study? There are 23 positive commandments and 30 negative commandments. A negative commandment is telling us not to do something, whereas a positive commandment instructs us to do something good. The Bible provides guidance on various ethical matters, emphasizing compassion, respect, and reverence towards one another. The Bible outlines the laws for slaves and their release. If you buy a Hebrew slave, he shall serve his master for 6 years and be released in the 7th year. If he comes in alone, his wife goes with him. If the servant refuses to leave, his master will bring him to the judges, and he will serve forever. Then there are laws about personal injuries and property. For instance, if you hit someone and he dies, you will be punished. Striking someone's parents, siblings, or even a servant or maid will result in death. If someone smites someone with a rod and dies, they will be punished. The next set of ordinances emphasize accountability and fair restitution in cases involving animals and human safety. For example, if someone digs a pit and fails to cover it, resulting in an ox or a donkey falling into it, the owner of the pit is responsible. Further, if an ox habitually pushes people, causing harm or death, the owner bears the responsibility. Compensation must be paid for any loss of life caused by the ox. If a thief is caught breaking into a property and is fatally injured during the act, no blood retaliation shall be taken against the person who defended the property. However, if the incident occurs after sunrise, bloodshed is warranted. In such cases, the thief must make full restitution. The Bible continually provides guidance on various ethical matters, emphasizing empathy, compassion, and respect, caring for widows and the fatherless. It warns against mistreating widows or fatherless children. Compassion and support for vulnerable members of society are essential. Lending to the poor should be done without abuse. Usury or unfair interest rates are discouraged. Respecting deities and authority, do not revile Adonai or cursing rulers is cautioned against. Respect for divine and earthly authority is emphasized. Offerings and holiness, the text encourages offerings of ripe fruits and liquors. The firstborn son is dedicated to Adonai. Being holy and avoiding the eating of flesh that is torn of beast, you shall give it to the dogs. These principles guide believers toward kindness, integrity, and reverence in their lives. Avoid false reports and unrighteousness. Refrain from spreading false information or bearing false witness. Do not align with wicked individuals to give untruthful testimony. Individual responsibility and integrity, resist following the crowd into wrongdoing. Do not compromise justice by speaking against what is right, even if many others do. Treat all individuals fairly, regardless of their social status. These principles emphasize honesty, individual accountability, and impartiality in matters of justice and morality. Agricultural rest and compassion. For 6 years, cultivate your land and harvest its fruits. However, in the 7th year, allow the land to rest and lie fallow. This practice benefits the poor, as they can gather what remains, and even the beasts of the field partake. Extend the same principle to your vineyard and olive orchard. Weekly rest and consideration. Remember the Sabbath. Work for 6 days, but on the 7th day, rest. This rest benefits not only you but also your animals, ox and donkey, your servants, and even strangers. Be mindful of all the instructions given, and refrain from mentioning other gods. These guidelines emphasize both practical care for the land and compassion for all living beings. Adonai commands that you observe his 3 feasts each year, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. During this 7-day feast, eat only unleavened bread. It commemorates the Israelites' liberation from Egypt during the month of Abib. When you appear before God during this feast, bring an offering. No one should come empty-handed. Feast of Harvest, First Fruits. Celebrate the first fruits of your labor from what you've sown in the field. This feast acknowledges Adonai's provision and blessings during the harvest season. Feast of Ingathering, Tabernacles held at the end of the year, after gathering all your produce from the field. All males are to appear before Adonai during this time. These feasts serve as reminders of Adonai's faithfulness, provision, and the importance of worship and community. My angel will go before you on this journey to a prepared place. Beware and obey his voice. He will not forgive transgressions, for my name is in him. If you obey his voice, the angel will bring you to the Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Canaanites, Hivites, and Jebusites, causing them to be cut off from the land. Adonai instructed Moses, Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and 70 elders of Israel to worship from afar. Moses alone went near to Adonai. Then Moses came and told the people all the words of Adonai. With one voice, they said, "All the words Adonai has spoken we will do." Adonai called Moses to go to the mount and receive tables of stone, the commandments. Moses and his minister Joshua went to the mount, where a cloud covered it for 6 days. On the 7th day, Adonai called Moses out of the midst of the cloud, which was like devouring fire on the mount. Moses stayed on the mount for 40 days and nights. This is the end of our Torah study. We hope you join us next week for another amazing Torah adventure. Shabbat Shalom.